Today, I went to the spa with my girlfriend Nina in Ystad over there, like 50 minutes from Malmo. And I brought my journal with me because after the day spa moment, there are so many things on my mind and I need to get them out. What is the beauty of journaling? Journaling in any kind of notebook. It allows you to get whatever challenge or thought or conflict you're dealing with out of your mind and onto a piece of paper. Sometimes the challenges and conflicts that you and I deal with every single day, they're too big and our emotions are too ginormously wrapped around that challenge or conflict that you and I cannot get the distance to be able to be clear, to be able to have some objectivity to what the situation is. So sometimes by writing things down in a journal, which I did because I am dealing with some stuff right now, even though my life is fabulous. But let's be honest, my beautiful women, there are duties and responsibilities that happen in our everyday life, even if it's magnificent. We're still parents, we're still spouses, we're still children, we're still siblings, we're still friends, we're still colleagues, we're still bosses, we are still women, and we have our own thoughts and feelings and emotions about most things, let alone when they come in the firing line of another person that obviously has the same exact thoughts and feelings and emotions as you do. So one of the beautiful things about journaling is that instead of having something in your mind, a challenge or a conflict, or it could be you're getting married and you're so freaking excited and you have so many things to do. Can you keep it all in your mind? No. But the same way you have a to-do list or a task list or something like this, it's the same way you can look at your journal. You can look at your journal to write down things that you're grateful for. You can look at your journal to look at things that you're grateful for. You can look at a journal and think about the things that you want to accomplish spiritually or personally within yourself. You also look at a journal when you just need to talk some shit about some stuff and you need to get it out of your system before it eats you alive. And you also look at your journal as a way to be able to get distance and clarity from whenever you're dealing with a conflict or a challenge that is in your life. So being able to write something down and circle back with clarity without being emotionally charged is such a gift for you. Because again, duties and responsibilities are a serious thing. And in most relationships, that's one of the biggest breakups that happen, especially when we're in our 50s, because you no longer have the children that are keeping you occupied and distracted from the relationship that has turned cold because you and your partner are so focused on the duties and responsibilities that you forget that the most important duty and responsibility is you to your partner and your partner to you. So I offer this counsel to you, my darling, beautiful women. Before it becomes a moment, it's so good to write down things into your journal. See that you would like to have the amount of intimacy that you would like to increase in order to fulfill the sexual relationship that you have, because you want to be courted and because you want to be wooed and you want to be caressed and all of these other beautiful things that you don't quite have the words to share with your partner, but you need to. You can write it down in your journal and you can get it out of your mind about what is it that you want in your relationship? What is it that you want in yourself? What is it that you want for the betterment of your life that's spinning around in your head all the time, as we women do, because we're so good at mastering the juggle of not only our children and our parents and our siblings and our colleagues, but we forget about ourselves and our relationship. So today I wrote a lot about some existential things because that's just the kind of person I am. But just to share, I wrote it down just to get my brain going out and getting all this things that I'm ruminating about when it comes to my stepkids and our relationships, which we will talk about this during Feminine Spaces at some point, because I cannot be the only stepmother out of all of us who loves her stepkids and has a great relationship with them. Sometimes, most of the time, but when they don't, what do you do and how does that work? These are questions that I had for myself today, to be honest. And I talked about the things that I'm grateful for. I talked about the things that I'm thankful for, but I also talked about the things that I'm thinking about. And for me is, how to be fully present in myself. And it got me thinking about this topic that I talked to my friend Nina about today, about women, how we tend to change when we are in relationships. Like we tend to adapt to a situation, or we tend to bring on interests that aren't necessarily ours because we are interested in this specific person, and then that specific person ends up becoming a partner or a husband or a wife, and then you have these things that you're not particularly interested in. And how do we do that to ourselves? How do we change who we are as a woman to be in a relationship and then not do that? That is the big question. So what I wrote about today is about how to be fully present in myself, not the way somebody else wants me to be, and not my husband, just in general life, but with myself. And then how about being completely comfortable with being feminine with myself and what that means for myself and being out in the world, and how to be more patient with myself. Like I literally wrote this down today in my journal, how to be more patient with myself. Do you want to know why? Because I am so used to getting things done. I want it done now. I want it done the day before yesterday. And can I tell you how incredibly taxing that is? And then I start ruminating about, why is it not working faster? Why are these things not, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. Why is the outcome not exactly what I want? And that patience really gnaws away at you. And it's a tab like on your computer screen that you have 15 tabs open. And this is what journaling does for you. It allows you to identify each one of those tabs and say, is this something for me to work on immediately? Or is this something I can put this down and think about it and circle back in 2 days, or circle back in a week? Or is it something that must be done immediately and then move on to the next one? Because again, our life is duties and responsibilities. So today, that's what I was thinking about, journaling, and how important it is for just the peace that it brings to our persons as women, when we can actually, if you can't talk with someone about what's going on in your life, being able to write it down in your journal and then circle back and solve it. Like you can actually take that out and go, oh, this is what I want. Now that the emotion is out of it, and you can be more, what's my word that I'm looking for? You're not emotionally charged, so you're more like clear in your thought process. You have more clarity, you have distance, and then you can be more logical and apply all of those magnificent skill sets that you have to actually solve the problem. So you can take it from your journal and go, oh, this is the outcome I want. And then you put it in another, like I'm such a notebook person, or on my phone and go, oh, this is what I need. For example, hormone replacement therapy. You're in the middle of it. You wanted more information? Great. You can Google while you call your obstetrics and gynecology doctor and make an appointment to go see them. Or to close the loop, that you would like to have more intimacy. What does intimacy mean? Because intimacy is not sex, right? So what does intimacy mean for you? So you can write those things down in your journal and then circle back and go, this is what I want. Now that my thoughts are clear and I can have an objective, logical conversation, then you can make that time to speak with your spouse and say, these are the things that I'm longing for. This is what I want. And to have this and to be able to fulfill that, this is what I want again. And it makes it so much clearer. instead of having it in your mind, ruminating constantly, thinking that perhaps someone is not in the same page or they don't want to. You don't have to worry about that. You solve it for yourself, and then you present it to the other person. Whether they want to or not is irrelevant, but it's out of your mind, and you have a solid plan and an outcome because you are objective. You have distance from the challenge or situation. You're no longer emotionally charged, and you can actually be thoughtful and direct and very clear in what you're looking for in your outcome. Was there anything else that I had opened up? Oh, for myself. Yes, I've had this conversation already with my husband regarding my stepkids, and with my stepkids, and also with my friends. So that, after I wrote it down in my notebook, I've been able to circle back and have some of those conversations, which closes the loop. And that prevents us from having 800 things open in our mind, plus a subcategory and then an ABC to that. You can just move it so that you can have peace in your person. Your mind is clear. And then you can do other things that allow that feminine energy to just bubble up, because you can be present. You can be fully aligned and attuned with yourself as you move forward, living your most beautiful life. I trust that you love the conversations that we're having on Feminine Spaces. I know that you're starting to see how I'm changing everything up a little bit, because this is what I want. I want to be able to talk about these things that women deal with in an open and a very methodical and sometimes emotional and nurturing